we begin ministry in a country like Burundi, which has been devastated by a 15-year-long civil war and genocide in which hundreds of thousands of people died? What can be done to help the Burundian people who live in the fourth poorest nation in the world and are suffering under extreme poverty, malnutrition, trauma, abuse, and a myriad of sicknesses? As a Christian, how do you show Christ's love to a nation where 20% of the population is HIV positive and 1 in every 5 people are dying of AIDS? In a country where Islam and the cults are rapidly growing, how can the church make a meaningful redemptive connection with the many spiritually lost people of Burundi? What must be done in Burundi when the harvest is plentiful but the workers are few? Jim and Meg Thacker have answered God's call to go to the nation of Burundi to begin a new work there for the Assemblies of God. God gave Jim and Meg a vision for the country with specific goals of how to help address the great spiritual needs of the people. One of the specific goals of the Thacker's vision was to help build the church by addressing the tremendous need for evangelism through church planting in Burundi. The vast majority of Burundian people are spiritually lost and in desperate need of the saving power of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Many areas of Burundi are totally unreached, having no evangelical churches at all. When Jim and Meg first arrived in Burundi, there was only one Burundi Assemblies of God church in the whole country. Now, through the grace and power of God, Jim and Meg have been blessed to help the church grow from one local assembly in 2005 to 48 churches today. Through these 47 new churches, the gospel of Jesus Christ is making a profound difference as hundreds and hundreds of people are receiving salvation, and God is healing the broken lives of the Burundian people. One example of the power of God to transform lives is demonstrated in the example of one of our Burundian pastors named Jean-Claude. During the war, he was a commander in the rebel army. He was a man full of hate and anger, and he fought in many battles and killed many people. Jean-Claude was later captured by the Burundian army and put in prison. While he was in prison, he heard the saving gospel of Jesus Christ. He was greatly convicted of his life of hate and sin. He gave his heart to Jesus Christ and his life was completely changed. God then called him to go back to the same area where he used to kill people and start a church there. Jean-Claude now pastors our new church in the city of Rutana. Instead of being a rebel full of hate and killing people, he is now a man of God, leading Burundians to peace and new life in Jesus Christ. As a part of the vision for Burundi, Jim and Meg established the goal of raising $400,000 for buying church properties and erecting 20 church tabernacles to help the new church plants. We're happy to report that by the grace of God and because of the generosity of people and churches just like yours, this goal has been achieved. The funds needed to purchase these church properties and the 20 church tabernacles have been raised, and 20 church tabernacles have been built at strategic locations across the country. One of the main reasons for the success of the growth of the church in Burundi is largely due to the Thacker's visionary goal of training capable national church leaders who are qualified to successfully carry on the work. When Jim and Meg first arrived in Burundi, Bible school education was virtually non-existent. They responded to this strategic challenge by starting one of the very first full-time ministry leadership Bible schools in the country. They also established an extension Bible school to provide for the training needs of the upcountry pastors. These Bible schools are having tremendous influence in the lives and ministries of many Burundian spiritual leaders.
I wanted to introduce you to one of our pastors, Pastor Jerome. He is a product of our Bible school here in Burundi, which you helped through giving, through your cash and pledge support and your prayer support to make possible the training of pastors across this country as churches have been started and pastors were needed to lead those works. Pastor Jerome has helped us start 5 churches in the country of Burundi, and he is currently pastoring in the city of Gitega, which is a very spiritually dark place, but God has helped him to build a very strong church there, and I just wanted to introduce him to you so he could share with you how grateful he is for what you are doing for the work of God in Burundi.
I want to say thank you very much, because when Jim Thacker came in Burundi, we have not a Bible school. But now we have Bible school and many students. And they help us to plant church in Thacker, and now the church is very strong. Thank you, brothers and sisters in America. We continue to pray for you and ask you to pray for us.
All that has been accomplished in Burundi is for and due to the glory of God.
We are Jim and Meg Thacker, and we are standing on the property at our new church in the city of Ruziba. This is one of the 47 new churches that we helped to start here in the country of Burundi. And this building is one of the 20 new church tabernacles that we were able to construct at strategic locations across the country. Like this church, all that has been accomplished in Burundi is for and due to the glory of God. But it is also due to your faithful, God-directed support of our ministry.
That's true.
We could not do what God has called us to do if it wasn't for people and churches just like you who partner with us by giving monthly pledges, prayer, and cash support. We are truly grateful for all of these gifts. But if we are to continue building the church in Africa, then we need your help with raising the additional new cash funds required to fulfill the work. We need visionary supporters like Gideon's visionary army of 300. In Judges chapter 7, verses 4 through 25, God surrounded Gideon with an army of 300 visionary supporters to help him fulfill the vision of bringing deliverance and salvation to the nation of Israel. We are also asking for 300 visionary people and churches to join hands with us and our ministry by giving a one-time cash gift of $500 each, so that we can continue our vision of bringing deliverance and spiritual transformation to the people of Africa. Will you please help us to build the church in Africa by becoming one of the visionary 300? God bless you, and thank you.